I think just continuously putting me first. And you realize I have such countless organizations that I'm similar to supposedly enormous blast is Lori Harvey's dad. Wow. I love this young lady best thing for me. Now we going to work. Currently, we will make an air of adoration. And everyone's welcomed into it right in light of the fact that Marjorie Harvey and Steve Harvey are denying it, and large blast purportedly said he's still enamored with her Steve Harvey. And his better half Marjorie have been predictable installations in the sensationalist newspapers for a really long time anyway. The Harveys address something beyond a family. They are a brand inseparable from accomplishment, extravagance, and strength. Even the mightiest people can experience tempestuous times, as shown by the supposed disclosure that Lori Harvey's dad is, in all honesty, William Huge Blast Freeman, a reality that left numerous in dismay. It really is something else that somebody can arise as a critical figure in this story in an unforeseen new development. William, once trusted as Steve Harvey's protector, approached with a disclosure that resounded all through media outlets. The weightiness of the circumstance ended up being unquestionable when William affirmed the well-established tales encompassing his relationship with Marjorie anyway. The shop didn't stop there. He made it a stride further by declaring that he is to be sure Lori Harvey's natural dad. As the news spread, close sources to the family started revealing insight into the fundamental pressures that this disclosure had uncovered. It has been accounted for that Lori had participated in warned conflicts, with Steve communicating her dissatisfaction that he hadn't made a move to suppress the bits of gossip before they raised by these insiders. Lori felt that Steve's inaction had discolored the family's standing and possibly undermined their image's picture. This familial disagreement was additionally exacerbated when Steve himself turned into the subject of unfaithfulness. Bits of hearsay, while unverified, these cases without a doubt added affront to the previously putrefying wounds. Lori purportedly said, "You understand what I needed at 21. I don't need it at 25. I don't have the foggiest idea about her any longer. I don't have any idea who she is." The public's reaction to the strife was a blend of shock, compassion, and unquenchable interest. Web-based entertainment stages hummed with hashtags, discussions, and hypotheses about the family's future. Shockingly, the underlying reaction from the Harvey family was set apart by obvious quietness. The Harvey brand, which had once glimmered with an unblemished standing, currently wavered in peril. Monetary experts estimated about expected disasters for Steve's various support bargains, while PR specialists brought up issues about the enduring effect on their public picture. This was after each of the family that had frequently exhibited their solidarity and strength anyway, with their own lives now under the magnifying lens. The fate of the Harvey inheritance stays an open inquiry. The elements between Lori Harvey and Steve Harvey have consistently entranced numerous. They were commended for major areas of strength for them, much of the time showing up together at occasions and sharing endearing dad-girl minutes on different virtual entertainment stages. Their compatibility was tight to such an extent that it appeared to be difficult to envision any break between them. Magazines and syndicated programs reliably commended their relationship, portraying a rugged security anyway. As is many times the situation in stories loaded up with dramatization and interest, there's another person hiding fairly in the shadows. William Huge Blast Freeman. Until his disclosure, he seemed, by all accounts, to be a minor figure in the Harvey family story. Yet with this declaration, it becomes basic to reflect and look at whether there were any signs or disregarded minutes where Lori and William could have indicated a more profound association while their public collaborations had been restricted. It's currently essential to rethink their previous experiences. Did large blast statement of being Lori's natural dad lay exclusively on hereditary grounds? Or did it suggest a more profound, close-to-home association that escaped us all? Marjorie and Steve, energetically deny the cases, while William purportedly maintains his getting through adoration for Marjorie-Lade insiders have ventured into the spotlight, offering definite records of the showdowns among Steve and Lori. Behind the great walls of their manors, contentions resounded, uncovering a distinctly unique reality from the cautiously arranged public persona. They had introduced one source described an occurrence where Lori voiced her dissatisfaction over Steve's treatment of the whole circumstance, battling that it had defaced her picture to following Williams. Claims public opinion started to move, and Lori's disposition went under serious examination. Online entertainment stages were immersed with discussions in regards to whether Lori's way of behaving towards Steve was polluted, with selfishness doubters contended that Steve played had a crucial influence in directing Lori through the mind-boggling landscape of distinction. Lori Harvey, now a brand by her own doing, owes quite a bit of her underlying stage to Steve. He wasn't a dad, yet additionally a guide who acquainted her with the best and most brilliant of Hollywood, the inquiry weaving machines. Lori have accomplished the sensation she is today. Without the Harvey name reinforcing her, the story is partitioned. Some grieve the expected ruin of the Harvey brand, while others are carefully analyzing the ramifications of these improvements on every relative. Steve Harvey, the magnetic television have entertainer and essayist, has confronted difficulties in the past, including vocation setbacks and misquotes. Anyway, he's constantly figured out how to return quickly with flexibility and elegance. Yet this embarrassment strikes at the center of his own life, and it stays dubious what it will mean for his expert interests. His facilitating jobs, supports, and in general picture are under the spotlight. More than ever, the inquiry waits. Will brands distance themselves, or will they bet on the public's short memory? Just time will uncover the response concerning Lori. Her way ahead in the diversion world is covered in hypothesis. There's a waiting haze of trepidation encompassing her vocation. As many have labeled her as selfish, the common account recommends that in spite of Steve's steadfast love and the open doors he gave, she might be inclining more in the direction of her natural ties inside the business. There are quieted discussions about the potential scaffolds Lori Harvey could copy. Steve's associations and generosity have been significant to her, and without his defensive wing, Hollywood might turn into a less inviting spot for her. In the meantime, William stays a perplexing figure. Discusses twirl around his expectations. In dropping these stunners, does he really look for a nearer security with Lori? Or is this a journey for his momentary brief encounter with popularity? Are there ulterior intentions, maybe monetary, or connected with his own standing? His future activities will be examined intently, and the world enthusiastically anticipates clearness in regards to his final plan. Each family brand, meticulously worked over long stretches of difficult work and public veneration, currently wavers on the verge. They deal with a critical decision, defy these disclosures directly, and set out on a way to reclamation, modifying their spoiled appearance, or hazard spiraling further into contention. Harm control is basic, straightforward discussions, PR systems, and even family treatment could be devices they utilize to recover trust for people like Lori Harvey. The expanding influences of such debates resound profoundly inside their own lives, as well as across the more extensive financial scene. Consider the instance of Hollywood's previous brilliant kid Johnny Depp. Following exceptionally exposed fights in court and charges from Golden Herd, he encountered a quick backfire from fans, as well as from the business. He lost worthwhile jobs, most remarkably his famous person, skipper Jack Sparrow, in the privateers of the Caribbean establishment. This supposedly cost him several millions in future profit. In basically the same manner, after a series of debates, vocalist Chris Brown saw an extraordinary decrease in radio airplay and a resulting decrease in collection deals. In addition, different underwriting bargains were either dropped or not reestablished for Lori, reducing most, if not all, connection with Steve Harvey. An obvious great power behind her ascent to fame could bear huge financial ramifications. Steve's impact associations and assets have opened entryways for Lori that could have in any case stayed shut, whether it's solicitations to selective occasions associations with top-level brands or potential media valuable open doors. Steve's help has gone about as an impetus in Lori's thriving profession by possibly disavowing or discoloring the family brand Lori takes a chance with close-to-home strains, as well as the withdrawal of chances that accompany being in the great graces of a heavyweight like Steve. Given these multifaceted connections and the hurricane of late occasions, the inquiry at the forefront of everybody's thoughts rotates around Lori's devotions. Does her heart adjust all the more intimately with Steve, the one who raised her, tutored her, and freely commended her? Or is the recently uncovered organic association with enormous blasts influencing her feelings with the disclosure still new? And the fallout flighty. It's an account bound to develop what is not yet clear is where loyalty's falsehood and how these connections shape up in the unforgiving.